tournaments and also some special events, I would say. But this is actually my first time to have the pleasure to cast in English, right, Hunter?
Yeah, definitely. And we just saw you play literally last series, so this should be pretty interesting. To now we can sit back and just kind of watch Nameless Kings and Chinese Dragons go head to head. This is a rivalry of the Chinese region, if you like. And as we do spawn into the first set ghoul on Wretched Shop, we are going to be see our ghoul spawning all the way over at 5. It is Pig, and we saw him last week just absolutely dominate. I do believe it was Reactor, the team that actually went forth from Division 2, and they just really made an absolute name for themselves on the side of Chinese Dragons. Nevertheless, going to be checking this one side here on the side of Pig and really trying to sniff out that first stealth, and we do manage to find it here. It is Mio, who is on the near taking this. Kagune tag is going to be running probably down all the way to the bot side to see what we have to work with to extend the chase a little bit longer. But Pig playing the tag, playing very smart, knows he doesn't have to commit this at the moment, so he is going to go look for something else, try to get his tags in nice and early. Oh my, that is 2 Kagune tags in what seems to be about 40 seconds at the moment here, Austin.
Yeah, I mean, this is an extremely good start for Pig, I would say. And I want to point out, like, for one of his perks, I think he changed from last week, deciding to take the Corrupt out and putting, I think that is, I'm not too sure about the English perk names, but it is Dracula's Totem. I know that it is whenever the survivor completes the first gen, and then the Obsession starts repairing. There's a penalty on the repair speed. But yeah, finding out here, I believe is Daisha, if I'm not mistaken, playing as Robin here. The 3 injuries in the beginning and immediately dropping the shot, I would say. So I think it's definitely quite a bit of a start. But we do see the rune being cleansed out here on the Yellow Crane and a pre-drop coming in. I think that's already 2 pretty strong pellets down, right, Hunter?
Yeah, it was interesting to note that you actually picked up on that there was no corrupt. I failed to realize that until a little bit later when you said it, but we are going to be taking this first down here. Oh, that was a nasty hit over this pallet over at 2. There's our Robin going to be going down and straight on the hook for some pain res action. If we can just get a quick flick around to what our survivors are doing in this current time. We do have one over in main, one stealthing for the pull preemptively, and another one just kind of sitting this generator here over at what seems to be 7 with the hill just outside of Shack. So, you know, yes, like you said, a very good start for Pig as we do take this pain res happening just about now. That we'll be hitting 7, and we can just take chase to the person on main here as not too sure what the next game plan is here on the side of Mio. Might go for the quick pull, but we will be punished for that if we do happen to do so. We're going to be eating this Kagune attack on the side of our Claudette Han Lee, who's going to be rotating all the way back down to 9. Oh, sorry, 5, sorry. Do get this unhook in the background here onto Mio, who is going to be eating a tag. No, sorry, onto our Robin, but Mio are going to be eating another tag going all the way back down to top side here. But we've lost sight of our tunnel out. We want to be trying to find them back as soon as possible. I mean, don't want to commit the chase onto Mio at this point in time, as we do know that it could be really beneficial if we can get a second down. And as we do rotate to the 6 side here, we have lost all sight. This is mighty unfortunate stuff. Actually, my caught glimpse there. He knows. Yep. Oh, that was absolutely smart. Honestly, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, I think kind of a gamble play from Pig, actually deciding to take 2 tags on both Han Li and Mio, but it was kind of a gamble if he did not manage to find Robin here, Daisha, on the check side of the map. But he does find his tunnel out and does get it down, and I believe those 2 other survivors are probably stacking a gen. Oh, my bad, I think maybe Han Li just got a reset here. But I don't think there's a lot of gen progress other than the shack that had just popped right now, and getting the infected mark right here, but not managing to get the tag right here from Soloist here, deciding to kick the pallet here. I think he might be able to get a tag from this Kagune leap, and yeah, I think he might opt to leave and go back actually for his tunnel up on the hill. And yeah, as I was speaking, Nameless King does decide to pull Daisha from the hill here. He's gonna get tunnel out pretty quickly here with Shack pallet down here, but he does still have the red card filler here to work out with. But I believe this pallet is quite unsafe if you play with Kaneki, but actually kicking it is Pig here. Deciding to come for a body block there is Han Li. It is 4 injuries, so I mean, if Daisha doesn't last right here, I'm not too sure what the game plan here is for Nameless King.
Yeah, everything looking a little bit dicey with this quick tunnel out. Yeah, you did mention a little bit earlier that he got greedy for the tags, was ultimately able to find Robin in the end, which was mighty fortunate for him. Going to be taking this down again, and this will be the tunnel out of the game with everybody injured at the moment. So, I mean, getting that second pull onto Robin, he was still able to get those tags a lot earlier than he was on the first pull as well, which has just put him in such a power position. I mean, are they opting to just go for gen pressure right now as we take this death onto Robin? What's the deal here? Because we're looking at a 4K2 scenario, especially pushing Mio off this generator here. Now we're going to be pre-dropping this pallet on the side of our, now running all the way back down to 3. We are going to slow things down a little bit on the side of our Killer Pig, just going to be kicking that generator over at 2 Soloist. Very, getting off that gen preemptively, anticipating that we're going to be taking our leaps over there, but I don't think Pig's going to be doing that. I think he's going to be playing a little bit safe. Going to be pressuring the chase back onto this Meg here, and the pressure's starting to uphold itself, but at what cost? Everybody's still injured at the moment, so Mio really has to do absolute God's work here in this chase, and we've rotated all the way down into Shaq, which is a lot stronger of a tile. Pig doesn't want any of that. He is going to take ground back onto these generators here. If we do look at his split currently, oh my god, hang on, we found 2 survivors just chilling at the back, getting ready for a reset. We did not anticipate the leaps back here. We are going to be taking chase back onto Miro, but no resources to be working with is going to be going down, unfortunately. And now, Pig, again, just taking ground once more. He's going to go for the slug. He's playing extra aggressive right now, Austin.
I mean, the 2 survivors found on the shack is an extremely good find, but I think at least you can take something out of this from the survivor, that at least it was the obsession that was found. Imagine if it was the obsession doing the gen, that would be even more tiresome. But I think Pig getting a little bit lost here and not finding his maybe slug on his floor, I think might decide to go back to look for his gens, as he still does have eruption up on his hands, and although ruin is cleansed, and does find someone injured here. Plotting down here to, I believe it's Soloist here, yeah, managing to find the person who was on the gen just now. Pre-dropping this, I mean, long jungle gym here does go for the vault, and Pig is going to break this, and I think he might go further down, as Soloist here is near the 3 gen that he has up here on the main building side, but managing to get the tag here, might opt to leave actually and go back to the trackside gen, but no, actually gonna kick the pallet, and I think Soloist should be dead right here, and the eruption should be procced. Or did it already proc and he did not kick it? I think that is my bad for not pointing that out, and Soloist is going to go down. He still does have pain res up there on the jungle gym. Will he make it is the real question. No, he does opt to go for the hook behind the main for the pain res. I think he might want to play for the 3 gen back here, Hunter, on the main building.
Yeah, I do like this idea as well. We don't even really have to worry about those generators happening all the way over at 5 and 6. We can just hold what you said, main 1 and 3 over at this hill here. And with a hook in the middle, I don't see why you'd ever really leave this. Both survivors injured, so maybe they're going to try and meet for a reset, play this extra slow. With Pig, he can just kind of take ground here, but we've gone for a fast pull, playing injured here. And Pig is just going to be able to probably quickly 2-tap this, as there's not really too many pallets in this area, but we're opted to take chase back onto Han Lee, our Claudette, pre-dropping this pallet here over at 12. Not really being able to break away, though. We're being zoned straight into the edge map, and we are going to be leaping over. Do we get the tech? No. We are going to be going down. So Pig, a little too smart for that. He's able to block the pallet at the right time, and I don't think the survivors are really caught on to that. But nevertheless, we'll be taking another hook on, well, our first hook onto Han Lee, really. But we're opting to go a little bit more central this time, Austin. Maybe we are trying to protect these generators here over at 5 and 6, but we do see the scratch marks leading to this dumpster filler here over at 4. Some gen prog all the way over at 3 here, but once we do take the eruption proc onto this generator, our next down is going to make that regress even further. We do see Mio just kind of stuck out at this pallet here. I'm not too sure what Solos is doing in this point in time. Probably not going for the pool. No, they are going for the pool. Okay, never... Oh, wait, no. Are they? Yeah, they are. Okay, never mind. I almost thought that was the gen blowing up in the distance, but we're going to be continuing the chase back onto Mira here. He's playing this fairly well, all things given. Going to be vaulting that window of the L straight into Shaq if we can make it. No, being caught out and going down at the T-wall there. Over at 4, and oh, this is looking pretty bad for our survivors here, Austin.
Yeah, it is looking really bad. Like a 3v1 this early, and especially with like, I mean, I must say even a 3 gen on the top side here, right? And with 3 injuries up on the board, I mean one down and now 2 injuries, and I believe Pig playing for like this greedy playstyle where he doesn't really like how would say commit, I would say, for when there's three surrounds up. He does like to opt for a more slug approach, as we can see here, getting Soloist down, but also coming back here to get Han Lee down right here. And I think it is going to be the 2 slug now. And ooh, is a nice M1 here without the grab. So I think he's gonna opt to go back, and that would be actually the 4K3. Oh
Mm.
my, Hunter, what a extremely great result, I would say. Well played by Pig.
Oh me, oh my, yes, it's almost like a repeat of last week. He's just put on an absolute performance, and you love to see it if you're on the side of Chinese Dragons. You hate to see it if you're on the side of Nameless King, but I mean, we anticipate that Mo's going to be playing the next set, right? Can he really match this of 4K3? He's up against a stacked roster, but we'll just have to wait and see in regards to that. But yeah, 4K3. I'm struggling to decipher the mistakes that the survivors actually had made. All I could really think about is there were so many tags given, an early tunnel out realistically. But again, when you look on the side of Pig, he was just able to know everything. He was able to play around the chase very well, zone the survivors into making so many errors and so many mistakes all at the same time, just maintaining the pressure on the map entirely and honestly predicting pretty much every single move that they were going to make. I don't think they were.
League, I would say. Oh, I think maybe 2 from the 3, right? I think there is NYX, the other team, a Chinese team, as I do speak myself, right? So it is going to be the big China derby, I would say. Yeah, NYX. So, I mean, we're here loading in here to see Mo if he can match Ping's uh win condition of 4K4, but 4K3 for a tie, I think would be the more optimal play for Mo to go for Hunter.
No, it is reasonable. You are correct in saying that. Because as you would know, you wouldn't really expect too many 4K4s, 4K5s in competitive, especially with survivors that know how they're going up against certain killers. This being obviously Chinese Dragon's pick. You would know that they scrimmed it a lot and that they've obviously played in a few
Yep.
tournaments where this killer has been involved, but. We do see a relatively odd spawn for Mo. I think he spawned all the way over at 3. Usually is spawned down over at the bottom side or the top side. And this Corrupt is looking strangely odd to me at the moment. But we are trying to find our survivors, our stealthy survivors here, edge map, as we do anticipate that they have rotated. We do see the scratch marks, some good game awareness on the side of Mo. We are going to be taking that quick and early tag onto Lin here. It's going to be rotating all the way back down into 7, pre-dropping this pallet here. Mo playing M1 mind games very well, but we do make another tile here on the side of Chillin. We're going to be slapping that pallet into Mo's face. So swinging a little bit too late there. We did go for the short swing, though, trying to hit Chillin through the pallet, but Ping serving us very well in regards to Lin. He is going to have to turn on the jets here, though, as we do vault the window back into edge map 8. And do we make the pallet here on the side of Chillin? No, we don't. That is a pretty short chase for what we had seen last week in comparison to this one on the side of Chillin. Mighty unfortunate stuff for Chinese Dragons, but very fortunate enough for Nameless King.
I mean, that's gotta be the chase you want for Mo, right? Because from your win con that you need a 4K for 2 and a 4K3 for a tie, the first chase needs to be extremely fast. But I do want to point out something for Mo here. That first chase, he didn't go into his infected form at all. The three dash, I would say, form at all. He just played M1s and he just got it down. I mean, that's insanely good, I would say, if you're a killer of Ice, because it means that you're able to play your M1 mind games correctly and get a quick down. We do spot effect out here, stealthing for maybe the pull. Oh no, as I speak, someone does get the pull on a Lin here, and I think Mo will opt for a quick tunnel out here as he did not use his pain wrist yet until.
Yeah, interesting to note that you knew that he didn't use the Kagune tag upon first tunnel out here, but he does have it in hand now, so the 3 leaps coming in quite effectively, if I do say so myself. We are sitting at the window on the side of Lin. Just crazy stuff. He does get the prompt, though. He is going to be medium vaulting that and now dropping this pallet over here. Shaq is going to create enough distance to rotate all the way back down to corner 5, but does he have something to work with? He does have a nice car pallet here, playing it very patiently, but we've interrupted the generator. that HHY, our brethren, has been doing in the background. We are going to be taking a kick onto it on the side of Mo, but we are leaving the tunnel out here and opting to chase out Jake or just even leave and applying pressure on a little bit more survivors, a little bit more generators here. I mean, we were 3-splitting in the background, and if you did, everyone did pay attention to that, but we are going to be opting to take chase all the way down to deep 12, and we've completely dished the tunnel out, which I think is kind of weird in all honesty, but we are playing the M1 mind games over here at 12, and we are going to be vaulting over the pallet, but Mo going to be blocking that effectively. No, we do get it on the side of our Claudia effect, playing this immensely well here. Is going to last a little bit longer, as we should have went down just moments ago, but we do use the firecracker, and that has thrown off the path around this short filler, and we are just living for days, but unfortunately going down in the end, Austin.
Yeah, I mean, that was already an extremely good chase from Effect here. And based on what you said previously just now, I think Mo decided to drop his first chase as he is playing for his win con, trying to 4k4 or maybe 4k5 now, even as we did not see a single gen pop. But not opting for his tunnel out here is actually quite interesting, because I believe if he did go for his tunnel out and he does secure a quick down and a pin risk, he might actually be in a better spot here. But HHY here being spotted out, using his sprint burst and as well as his champions of light to get Mo slowed down. And we do see a quick pull from the background here, but Mo opting to go for HHY here on the white card pillar as well, and getting the down here. Actually well played from Mo here. And I believe that there was a recent patch notes as we do speak here, where Kaneki were kind of his vault speed or his vault timing was changed quite a bit. So I believe now it is quite easier to get insta down after Kaneki walks over the pallet, if I do say so, Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of had to with all those TikTok clips that I was seeing back in the day, but you know, it's good to see now. I mean, Mo really being able to take advantage of it as well. I did think that he was swinging a little bit too early after vaulting the pallets, but I thought he just knew some tech that I didn't. But nevertheless, we are going to be taking pressure back onto this unhook here over at 5, as we have kind of tried to push the survivors on the generators over at the top side off a little bit, but we have caught sight of the reset here. Are going to be eating another Kagune tag on the side of our ace Nia, or Neas, Nias, I guess we call them Nias, but we are not going to be committing the chase here. Instead, we are going to go back onto Jake, our tunnel out, HHY, our new tunnel out, and in the background, if you did hear that, and if you did see that moments just before we switch back to Mo, that is the tie condition as it currently stands. And we do still have 4 survivors on the board at the moment. So we're in a better position on the side of Chinese Dragons as opposed to what Nameless King's survivors were in last set. But we do take the kick onto this pallet here, continue on the chase. HHY playing this immensely. We're going to be vaulting the pallet here over at the T, and this just ties into bottom 6 here, where there is no pallet, but we are not chasing HHY. We're going for the tags here. He knows, Mo knows he has to play a little bit more aggressive, try to get downs, try to get slugs, because he cannot afford another generator to pop in the meantime. He is trying to play around this tie condition, and as I say that, Caster's Curse, we do see it pop in the background. I didn't even know that generator in the background was being worked. We are going to be taking the down onto effect here, and that will be Chinese Dragons taking away the set for 1-0 as it currently stands.
I mean, insanely well played from the survivor side, playing towards their win cons and getting 3 gens popped. But I mean, I did see Mo trying his best to play towards the win con also, but I think maybe the pressure just got a little bit too close to him, and I mean, extremely well played, but a little bit unlucky that he did not manage to secure his win con or tie con here. But he does spot Nias right here, his last fresh for his pain risk, but I believe Mo has 2 pain risks left, so maybe he didn't hook 1%. I don't know who that was. But seeing someone quickly pull effect here right in the background is HHY here, getting the tag instantly, and it is still 4 injuries up the board. So if I'm in Mo's position, I might as well try my best to 4k2 and secure at least a good result, although may not be a tie or a win, but at least then good result from my team for the future. And does spot effect here and is going to get it down. What the? Okay, I'm at loss for words. I don't know what just happened, Hunter.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, you blinked and now effect is just kind of dead. I mean, we are taking the match back into our hands on the side of Mo here, trying to play for the best possible result. He's going to take Chase back onto our ace here, who's going to be looping this nice pallet on the bus and making that as well. Some nice ping coming into play there. Going to be slapping the pallet in Mo's face, and we are going to be able to break away and make enough distance all the way down into 5. We don't want any of it on the side of Mo. We are going to go for this doubling generator. Chillin'. HHY going down. Chillin' gets the pop in the adrenaline too. Oh, crazy work. And now he's just going to be able to just try to live for his life, as we do anticipate that our ace will probably be on straight on a gate somewhere if the comms were made early. Going to be trying to spin Mo, but unfortunately not quite working out, as Mo is very well versed in those M1s. And no, we have not gone for an exit gate, as they are a little too far away. And there's one just kind of sitting in front of the 2 slugs, but we have caught sight of any Nears, sorry. Going to be getting grabbed from that pallet. My God, that's diabolical. But that will be the 4K0 solidified. The survivors will be taking away the set, as we said just a little bit earlier, when the tie condition had been lost. But I mean, all around, still a pretty good game from Mo. I can't lie. Even from the survivors, I just think they were able to apply the pressure a little bit better than Nameless Kings. I mean, you know, that's pretty self-explanatory. But I mean, yeah, in all honesty, I don't even think we can really fault Mo. I mean, yeah, he left his tunnel out. Maybe he did play a little too aggressive. I did anticipate that he was playing a lot. Welcome back, everyone, to the Chinese Derby, as we would have heard it just a little bit longer ago. I mean, Austin did say that, yes, this is the Chinese Derby. It is Chinese Dragons versus Nameless Kings, where we'll be seeing Nameless Kings go up for the first time of our... what is this set? Hold on. It's the Singularity on Groaning Storehouse 2, so... quite interesting on the balancing. I mean, I like it. I actually do like Groaning Storehouse too. I mean, I know it's not a fan favorite pop. Oh, maybe it is a fan favorite considering it did win the communal vote. But I mean, realistically, there are other maps that you would have him on, such as Wretched Shop and Wrecker's Yard and all of the things and such. But nevertheless, we will be taking back into recent events here, where we do see the survivors spawn all the way over at one side. Our killer spawning all the way over at 6 is going to be placing these camps nice and early. Mo taking ground here. It is their pick, so you can expect him to be very well versed on the Singularity, as it is predominantly an M1 killer, aside from the fact that you do have cams and the teleportation. But nevertheless, we are going to be pre-dropping this pallet here over at corner 4. And we are going to be trying to get that shot, that nice shot onto Lin here. This is going to be another quick hit. If we're not careful, we do manage to slap the pallet in his face just in the right time. Going to be standing at the window to block that teleportation. Very nice stuff there from Lin. He's going to rotate all the way down to corner 5 here. More towards 6. Going to be pre-dropping that pallet. Mo opting not to try to teleport there and break the pallet, as we don't really want to be slowed down. We want to try and zone them away from any favorable positions. Not give them as much any more distance that they really need. We're going to be taking that tag and running all the way down to Shaq. Do we commit this? He has one chance to leave, and he does not leave. He is maintaining the chase here. We do see his totem in the background, Proc, and I'm not too sure if that was Ruin or if that was Devour Hope, but it is gone nonetheless. I do believe it was Ruin, and we are going to be slightly trying to get our healing back up on the side of Lin here. This is going to be a body block coming in. We do have another nice tag onto our ace player, who's going to be trying to make all the way back down to main after giving off that hit and protecting Lin. It is Nias who is now rotating, looping the main building, and we are struggling a little bit on the side of Mo, but we actually do have fairly adequate gen pressure in the background, as we do see the first one pop, and then effects just going and still working. Not too sure, probably another top generator at the moment, but we do take this pick onto Nias. And now what is the next game plan? What's the next move here, realistically?
I mean, I want to point out that, again, Mo is not not Mo, not Pig this time, but Mo is not taking Corrupt into this match. So we do see the survivors actually, working on the gens here and almost getting 2 gens popped, and Mo deciding to bring in Pentimento as well as Devourer on top of Ruin here, and does get the Pentimento right beside the hook. I think his game plan right now is to definitely try to cam out this hook, as he does have Pentimento right beside him right here, Hunter.
Yeah, now we're just really starting to try to recollect and take ground back on the side of Mo, trying to place the cams preemptively here. I mean, 2 generators popped as a result of 1 hook. This is seeming to be in the survivor's hands at the moment. We do spot out the stealthing survivor, though. He does have EMP in hand, so getting rid of that cam nice and early, getting rid of his infection. But we do snipe the pool on the side of our Claudette here. Very nice stuff from Effects to realize there was an opening and was able to snipe the pool just before second. So we've kind of just wasted a little bit of time on the side of Mo, but nevertheless, we will be continuing the tunnel out here all the way down to maybe Deep 9, but we've opted to fake it with life in hand as we do pre-drop Shack and running more towards 5 here. Nice and far away from those top side generators. We are going to be opting to die where the jungle gym is. There's no resources in this area. It does not make the window. He's going to be just waving down. Try to get that beamer save here. So Mo knows that somebody's in place for a save. And he is opting to slug this. Does see some scratch marks here, so he's being extra careful, but we managed to scare them far and wide away, and we do see the generator over. I think that was 11 pop in the background, and then, oh no, was it 5? I can't, I'm a little bit disoriented at the moment, but we do see main also being worked by our Claudette Effect, who is probably going to leave this just momentarily. My god, that was extra greedy. I would have left that ages ago if that was me, but hey, what do I know? We do manage to follow up Chase back with HHY as we're going for a little bit of a fast one on a Mo, but he's just like, no, my hook, my rules, okay? So taking ground once more is going to try and pressure that middle generator over at main and the hook simultaneously as we are entering and exiting cams at the moment. We don't want to be giving any slipstreams that we don't want on the side of the survivors here, but as we do take the kick onto the generator, we are back in the cams, and there it is! There it is! That's what I was pretty scared of, and hang on a second, we've vaulted the locker here. We've opted not to go for the pick up the force locker as well. I like that play from our survivors here, and now we're going to be continuing the tunnel out back onto Neas, but how long can he last, Austin?
I mean, being on the last stage here, and definitely not the best spot to be chasing right here on the Shack side of the map, as they already have dropped the pad here. Mo deciding to leave and playing for his regen right here. Does go for the ambitious swing and does get it down on Effect here as he is in overclock mode. Decides to pick up and go for the pain risk, I would say so, right here on the mid map. I would say that what we would say a free pull in our community onto the mid map costed Mo the Pentimento up on the mid map. I think this really impacts the way Mo had to play this match out. Instead of maybe deciding to go up for a new survivor and chase for his new pain res and play for his regen, he had to opt for the tunnel out, and now does decide to play for his freshest, for his pain reses here. But losing all 50-50s here is Mo, and HHY does get away with it, and now Mo deciding to leave and go for Lin here. Does get it down, but will that pain res come through right before the main building does pop Hunter?
Oh, what does he know about the T-Doge quadruple vault? I mean, as Bam would like to say, I mean, my God. You just saw it there, ladies and gentlemen, in all honesty, in all its glory. That was absolutely incredible to make all 50s there and then just die far 9 as well. But we do see the reset via the cams. We're not able to apply no slipstream, no nothing, unfortunately. But we do make another one. That's a nice placement there. And we are sticking just a little bit out on the side of our survivors. We are able to teleport away to HHY. But we're going to go for our injured survivor. And I like that play because, you know, you don't have to spend ages just trying to get it tag and then try to get it down following up. It's just going to be a lot quicker if you chase the injured survivor, but we are going to be protecting our hook a little bit more now, trying to cut off HHY, but he's just caught out in the middle, as we did see in the background that it was Neas who was going for that quick pull onto, I do believe, Lin, who was hooked over at Deep 9 there. We do see the Killer Instinct giving us a little bit more info. They were going for a little cheek one onto Mo, but didn't work out in their favor. Unfortunately, going to be eating this tag on the side of our ace. This is our tunnel out. Do we opt to chase this? Do we not? We are going to be playing for our hooks and freshers here. Actually, no, we're going to be playing for our hooks and our freshers, rather. Sorry. I do apologize. The fact that Lin is already our fresh hooked. And oh my God, Red the Dead Hard to a T! And we've just kind of been smited there, unfortunately, on the side of Lin. We are going to be taking chase back onto Neas here, who is trying to play the check spot here over at the far side of the shack there, and now just ultimately going down. And I'm kind of second guessing myself there. Was that a dead hard, Austin, or am I just blind and oblivious and all things stupid?
It is dead hard. Yeah, Lin tried to play for the mind game where he was gonna just try to act like he would commit to the window and try to get the dead hard off, but Mo, with his experience, does find it out and does wait it out and get it down, and does snowball into Nia's getting tunnel out of game. But Mo is still, I think, definitely in a playable spot, but with the perks he has chosen here and all of it being cleansed out, I don't think he can really hold this, even as a singularity. Two gens being high progress, and I mean two being healthy enough, and they're just gonna always rotate, always gonna make the heals. And I don't think these three gens are as close as we think they are. As for Mo's side here, as we can see, his gen being 90% progress, Mo needs to find, I mean, two injuries at this instant if he wants any chance, because he doesn't really have Erupt to play for at this point of time. So he is going to up back to I believe this would be 9 Hunter, if I'm not mistaken, about your comms. Yeah, about EU comms for this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. So, OC, like, this is Deep Nine. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know
this
really
is
what you call this amongst other regions, but he's still fairly applying quite a bit of pressure. If you can get a tag here, this would be
sure.
really good in our favor. We do see Lin, I'm not too sure. He might be getting a reset, might be just committing that generator over at the far side 9. Going to be taking the tag onto Mo. He's not going to want any of that. He's going to go straight back to his generator, but they've EMP'd both generators. They're going to be able to double it and pop it in his face. Oh, that is absolutely incredible. And we do see in the background that effect, just for good measure, just hopping back over at that generator over 3. They're not scared. They're just pumping that away. And I was hoping to see just a 99 heal onto Lin there again, as we did see last match. Yes, I did stand corrected in chat and also in stream over in the casters lounge. That last match that was a 99 heal. That wasn't even an adren play. But nevertheless, we are going to be following up chase here onto HHY over at the main building. Chill going to be going down as we already been hooked in. Are we going to be able to make this gate on the side of our fresh hook HHY? Why? We do see effect there, just not getting the gate open in time. We are going to have 2 slugs on the ground as it currently stands, and we are going to go for the pick onto HHY. No beamer is safe, no beamer in hand, unfortunately. We're going to be now hooking over towards this 10 side of the map here. Effect rotated all the way back down to the other slug over at 3. I'm not too sure if he gets the pick up in time, though. We do have a nice cam sitting there, but no line of sight, no vision onto our 2 survivors remaining in the trial, which may prompt Lin to be able to get up and get back in the match and then do a 2-2 split with Effect and potentially make another gate. I'm not too sure what the game plan is here for the side of Effect. We do light the Pentimento. Actually, no, hang on. We've got the slug is... Sorry. The slug was all the way in main, I do believe. So we are going to be taking another hook onto them, chilling. Effects. Yeah, no. Maybe we should have just left, unfortunately. I think he does not make anything after being teleported on. I don't even think he makes that pallet. That's just a 4K0. Oh my.
What an odd decision, I would say, from the Chinese Dragon Survivors, not going for the immediate out. So I think they were playing a bit too greedy, Hunter, if I say so, resulting into a 4K0 when it could have been at least 10 stages where it would be matched the 4K0 result, or even get out to take a set win for themselves in this derby, I would say.
Yeah, I like that analysis as well. I do like before you pointed out that, yeah, that was a clean pull for the first pull of the game last match. Yeah, you saw that happen just before second, and it kind of made Mo just have to work really for that 4K0. And you know, again, if they tie this matchup, we'll be going to the tiebreaker. I mean, you know, all 3 match play or 3 sets, sorry, played for the series. And I mean, it just really depends in this instance what can you expect out of this game, Austin?
I mean, I would expect the survivors to play, I think, a bit more safe, because getting outs here is necessarily for them to win this set. But if they're going to play for at least a tie, I would say they might have to maybe play a bit risky. But for outs, I think they might have to go out, especially when you're up against Pig here, right here.
Mm.
But we've never seen him play Singularity before, but he does like to play these types of killers, as all Chinese killers would like to play. So these, I would say, snowball type killers, and Singularity is one of them. You can, as you see from last match, right, in the 3-1, there was only 1 injury, but it quickly became 2, and then suddenly, although they did manage to pop all gens, they did end up getting 2 downs and then getting 4K0 at the end of the match. So we'll see here for what Pig is able to do in this match, and we do see that Pig is opting for the corrupt this time, unlike the previous Singularity match, and does spot Mio really quickly with this camera here, and does spot another person as Soloist here. I think getting 2 extremely early tags, although not injuries, but just 2 infections. Ooh, and deciding to teleport right over here, but it is sprint burst on Solus, but still taking the tag here. Gets a stun. I think might have to opt to play for this double window up here on the edge map.
And we're kicking the pallet as well, not chasing. I mean, we're in a zoned position there. I think Pig was in really a power position. I'm not too sure why. Wait, we didn't break away from that. We just kind of stuck into edge map 11. Maybe just the call from the team there to just die 11. I mean, there was no real reason to send down 12, especially when you don't have anything. But he's opted to go a little bit more 10. Going down, unfortunately, on the side of Soloist. And now Pig's going to be taking that first hook onto the game at a relatively reasonable state of the game, as it is earlier than what you'd seen last match of this set. So taking the first hook onto this 9 hill. Oh my. I remember back in the day when Nurse was on this map and you had this 9 hill and it was just not fun for the survivors. But yeah, that's a very good vantage point. We do manage to catch out Robin via the camps here on the side of Pig. Some nice micro movements there, in all honesty. I mean, never mind. So we are going to be taking this pallet drop onto the side of Daisho, who's going to be rotating all the way back down into deep 9, where this 4 walls here. I'm not too sure if he makes anything. We're not going to chase that on the side of Pig. We don't really have to. We are really wanting that tunnel out, and we do get another cams placement onto Soloist, who doesn't really have a lot to work with here. Does have the eye filler over at 12, but we're opting to go for a tag here on the side of Pig and not going for the tunnel outs. This could be detrimental here. Pretty aggressive. I do like the play, though. I mean, especially if it all works out in the end here. He isn't going to chase this, I don't think, or he actually might try to go for the pain res here, because we haven't used the pain res stack at all at the moment. So maybe we can afford to. Actually, no, that wasn't a pain res hook. What am I doing? Okay, never mind. I'm just talking absolute bullshit. But we are going to be continuing on the chase here over at this mid tile, mid 5. We are going to be greeting it on the side of Mio and just playing the outside loop very methodically, greeting that 2. See, this pallet's quite interesting. I mean, I see it being won, I see it being lost half the time, and unfortunately we're vaulting straight into the killer on the side of Mio. It is, all in all, a pretty rough pallet to be working around, unfortunately, and we do see in the background that we do have some gen pressure. One generator's worth about 75%. With that pain res, though, unfortunately, that is going to be knocked down to about like 60-50. But we are going to be continuing on the chase back onto Robin. Well, after a great tag, but opting to leave once more. Austin here. Not too sure what the game plan is on the side of Pig, but it seems to be working all in all.
I mean, yeah, we can see it from match to match that Pig sometimes doesn't necessarily go for the tunnel if he doesn't want to. He likes to play for high stages and plays for these types of getting multiple injuries. Then somehow, someway, finds his tunnel out right here, or goes up for a new one, like in this scenario where he does find Mio here up on the edge map where he doesn't have anything to work with here. Getting instantly down beside a really high progress generator. If Nameless doesn't pop this, I don't think this is really somewhere you want to die, right? I mean, you're getting hooked right beside your high progress gen, and then you're gonna lose all of this progress. Oh, but they do pop it, so this is actually, I might have spoken a little bit ahead of myself here. So kicking this pallet down is going to be Pig chasing down on Han Lee. Although getting the tag here, but they did pop the 3 gen right beside main and the 3 side of the map, I would say. So they no longer have, Pig no longer has this 3 gen, so he might have to go for an extremely early tunnel out for his win concept of having to 4K here. And we do see Mio here opting to go for the TNL wall here, which is extremely unsafe here against the Singularity. And here doesn't make it and does get the DH out. Whoa, and so is coming here for the body block here. I think this might just do it. They might pop another, and Pig misses. I don't know.
Everything's
So
everything's crumbling.
Yeah, everything is crumbling apart here. Daisha also coming here to for the body block here. So we do see why Nameless King has picked this set as well on their Soraya side. So we're seeing Pig here trying to get the down here onto the TNL, faking the teleport and actually teleporting, but Neo wins a 50 on vaulting the window here. The window is blocked here, so we need to move on to a new tile here, and this pallet is broken, so Neo doesn't really have much to work with here on the 3 side of the map. About to get down here, and it is our tunnel out here. I don't think we have pain res anymore on Mio, so we have to see if the survivors are popping any gens left, if there is. So there is a high progress one here on logs, but I mean, 3 injuries, so a lot could go wrong still for the survivors, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know if there was really time to progress the game, as you did see two survivors just surrounding the chase, but they did manage to get 9 done, which had a fair bit of progress on them. On it, the result of everybody being injured, and look at that 3-gen over at the top side there, Austin. It's looking pretty dicey for our survivors all of a sudden, but we do manage to get our teleport onto Han Li here. We are really trying to play for that pain res on the side of Pig, but maybe they're just, they did opt to go for a reset on the side of Daisho and Soloist in the background here. Now, can Han Li chase for his life? And last in chase is going to be vaulting the window here. He's going to be standing still, and now it's going to be sent back to the other side of the window, but we do have overclocked mode, so we are going to make through that pallet, and unfortunately, Han Li not greeting it. You're not really going to be able to move away from that entirely. I was just hoping that, you just kind of win that pallet. I mean, you still can when you're in overclocked mode, right? I mean, if you time it correctly, if you have enough distance? Or is it just
Yeah,
if they mess up the swing through the pallet?
No, I just think that it's more about the distance between the survivor and the pallet. So in that scenario, if Han Li would have just not dropped the pallet and opt for like I would say a pathing towards
Agreed.
the window, he could have made it. Yeah, but I think he just misjudged the distance and thought that it was just enough distance where although Pig would get the overclock on the pallet, but the swing would not connect. So it is a bit unfortunate. So Han Li getting hooked here, but Pig not opting for a pin risk here. I think he might be confident about his gen progress, survivor's gen progress not being high enough, as we do see the reset coming onto Dai Shop here, as we see him being also chased here on main. Does get the teleport on him, but there is still the main window up here, so might as well just vault after. And I do think it is going to be a tag right here on the pallet if played correctly from Pig here. So does play the 50, and Daisha does win it a couple of times, still winning it, and does not get the tag here. Well played from Daisha. I think that might buy just enough time for the pull, and yes, exactly, that is what is happening on Soloist here.
Yeah, the question is now, can he take the hit? And does nicely! And that's going to allow Soloist to extend the chase just a little bit longer here over at this short fielder. Doesn't really have anything to work with other than this. Does have a rock behind him if he's able to catch a glimpse of that, but he's going to be greeting the pallet here. But Pig knows he can just play around, and he's going to be making that 50 as well on the side of Soloist. We do imagine that the generators in the background are just going to be bumping away, but we really have to make do of this chase here on the side of our Meg, on the side of Soloist. We're missing again. Pig, no! You need to play a little bit more patient now. We're going to be running into a whole lot of nothing. There was a pallet here. There isn't a pallet no more. We do see in the background that we were trying to get rid of the mending state on the side of Han Li. Is playing for the pickup here. And now we do see just Rob and Daisho over at the corner of corner of 5, sorry, working that generator. But we are rotating over there on the side of Pig. And this is the unfortunate instance of having that 3-gen over at this side of the map here. Now we're going to be taking chase all in the gens, and this is bad news bears for our survivor, Robin here, who is going to be making the pallet, though. Does have I don't even know what you call that, the big ball on the back. There's a word for it. I just can't remember off the top of my head. My brain's kind of fried at the moment, but we are going to be pre-dropping the pallet over at corner 11 here, now trying to make enough distance, but we are running back into that gen that had such high prog. We do see in the background that we're getting those resets in, trying to slow the game down a little bit on the side of our survivors, but as this is a fresh hook, this will just slow the game down even more. So it was looking pretty scary all in all over at 9 when we missed 3 swings onto Soloist in the end. But, I mean, it just didn't really mean too much. Soloist is now rotated for a quick pull, though. So Pig picking up on the fact that somebody would be working 11, trying to zone them into the corner here, as we do get a cam on that tree, but not enough time to really get that infection going. We are going to be trying to play around it, and we do have EMP in hand on the side of Han Li, who is going to be using it very nicely and effectively. He's going to be rotating all the way down into 12, nice and far away from 11, but maybe we just keep chase 11 as we do get the pull in the background here. Do they commit 5 injured? And we're not going to be taking any chances on the side of Pig because we do anticipate that, and we have applied the infection rate via the cams. We do have EMP in hand to get rid of it, though, and we are going to be committing all the way back down to 5, which enables in the background Han Li to be working 11, as we did not down them, we did not slug them. So do have 2 survivors here, access to this L&T walk here. Do we make the window vault? We do not. And all of a sudden, the game has flipped on its head once again, Austin.
Yeah, I mean, Soloist here also, I think, being the person that is not pain risk, yeah, and that is the pain risk coming through. And yeah, exactly what you were talking about. It suddenly flipped. Although I think it was looking like the survivor had potential to kind of just sticking on a gen and maybe finishing the gen entirely and going for outs. But I do want to point out something. I do see Wretched Fate being in the middle of main, which is somewhere you don't want it to be as survivors, as your 3 gen is also right there. So you don't really have a chance to cleanse it and go for the high gen progress or the double play as you would want from 3-1 gameplay. So you will be having soloists having that penalty on the gen. So gens aren't going to fly as fast as usual on this match as a tournament is right there. We do spot Soloist up here on the edge map here, getting infected immediately, and he has nothing up here. He's dead. He's just
Mm.
going to tunnel out, and all of a sudden, I don't think you can really play for outs for this match for two survivors and both being injured.
Mm. He wins on a gen regardless what happens here. I mean, they have to pop the final gen if the survivors are to take this, but you are right. It's looking extremely unlikely, and we do have pressure in two different parts of it. We do two different parts of the map. So we do have pressure over at 5. We do have pressure over at 11. So this is a very loose 3 gen, but it's all in a straight line. In all honesty, we do see corner 11 being worked by Daisho here. So if we can manage to get a last generator pop for a chase here, this could be monumental for us survivors to pull off, but it means that Daisho has to make this pallet, and he is going to be slapping it in the face, sorry, of Pig here. We are going to be, is that saving the light there? We slow vault the window. We vault it here now on the side of, yeah, it was a 99 life. It was sorry, a saved life rather, and we are going to be trying to fake that window on the side of Daisho. We're going to be going down, and then now on the back foot once more is Han Lee, who has been caught out via the cams there, getting tagged as well. And Pig going to rotate all the way down to the bottom side of the map. And this is probably going to be solidifying the 4K1, where there were so many points in the game where they extended the chase, but didn't have the progression to kind of keep up. I mean, how could you when you have 3 people just all in the same area, right, Austin?
Yeah, I mean, I think the crucial mistake on the Survivors gameplay was trying to get the body blocks on the 5-sided map right here on the TNL as we do speak. So there were a total of 3 survivors right here trying to body block on the side of Mio. And I do think that if they had given up on trying to body block on Mio and decided to play a high progress gen and go and try to finish that one last gen, I think that could have played out much better on the Soraya side because regardless of body blocks coming or not, Mio was definitely not coming out of that TNO as we did see just now. So I think that kind of hyper aggressive play from survivors were quite pointless. They just took tags,